race should begin momentarily. There it is. We can go right through. There we go. So, Almo, who is she's the overall administrator for this tournament, but she recommended people watch game 1 of this series, which was won by MrByer. I'm not sure how much of that race I want to spoil, but I watched it back and correctly made the following guess that Tojso was trying to invent, and successfully invented, a hook push on the fly in Swamp, not one he had done before. So that's the kind of thing you're going to see in this race. Byer has been going around trying to find a quadrant glitch in every room of the underworld. So we start with island check. I think that was nothing. Hobo check here. I'm not sure why. No. Wow. I don't know what happened there. Byer got some bad RNG, and I think he might have been about to soft block. I think the same thing might happen to Todd. Both got arrowed trying to check Hobo. I have an audio desync on Mr. Fire. There we go. We're both in there now. Simultaneous Hobo checks. We're going to have to stay with Mr. Byer's audio. Tojso's audio is not usable for gaming purposes. You can see on the input displays they have different series of swimming, fire matches. Tojso tries to stick with the rhythm. But both are doing the swim flip in the same place to get straight into Ice Rod Cave here. Their next move will be to water walk somewhere. Might depend on how much money they get. But the usual thing here is to check the waterfall ferry. Todd did not peek at the island item, so he'll do that with water walk. Check waterfall ferry, we'll check the Zor Ledge item, and we can get it. There is new tech to get that item. There might be different strategies. And we see the fire rod and waterfall ferry. So if you're new to no logic, that's going to be a problem. I'm not sure I can explain all of what's going on. But one of the ways, interesting, so Tojso is against getting hard to get keys. These are not always that useful. They can often be gotten around. Average value of a key is low, but Byer's going to get it. Todd decides not to. Anyway, as I was saying with the fire, so in this tournament, we have a custom item pool. We have 2 of each rod in the item pool. No logic. The items are placed with no regard to logical beatability. That's okay though. We allow almost every glitch you can imagine in this game, and many that you cannot. One of the barriers though, the rules are you must defeat every boss that has a crystal and get every crystal. Those need not be done at the same time, and often are not. or sometimes, that's not often. But one of the big barriers to beatability and no logic is a rod on Trinex. If we use the regular item pool, a rod on Trinex would render Trinex unbeatable. There are no known glitches to get around the rod requirements for Trinex. So, for the purposes of this tournament, we have 2 of each rod in the pool. All the tier I don't know what tier, probably tier 1 tree pull was 80 rupees, so that's useful. I think that was single rupees on the bush crab. That is not useful. Oh, picking up Verna. Book on Lumberjack. That is interesting. We can defeat Aga 1 more quickly than you're used to if you're not used to seeing no logic speeds. However, the book only locks 2 items, so it's unlikely we're going to see that acquired unless we get pretty desperate. I've seen both of them do the Lumberjack DMA, short for Death Mountain Defense. Bombs. We're going a little out of our way to get those bombs. Bombs are so important. We will probably see some bomb upgrades purchased. Hodge is going to defer his Hera check. Fire right away. Rescuing the old man. Fire attempted a minor glitch there, pausing it at the right moment to have the bomb hit him twice. Hodge dies somewhere in the old man cave, not on purpose based on his location. We'll have to go up there again. We want to try turning the audio off and on again. All right, let's try that. I'll see a button for that. All right, there are buttons here, but for me to try to fix Spyre's audio, but I've never used them before, and pushing buttons that you don't know how they work is recipe for problems. So Tojso has discovered the ice rod while I wasn't looking. That was probably in Blind's hut. Looks like the bow was in there too. And perhaps the second ice rod there in the well. Fire having to deal with some rocks here. His goal is to get to Graveyard Ledge. He wants to stock up on bombs. There we go. The Graveyard Ledge. And now there are several bombs that can actually go anyway. Yeah, so I'm tempted not to spoil, but game 1 between these two was rather wild. had very different item sets, very different attempts to beat the game. It was close at the end. Fire stocked up on bombs, now stocked up on rupees. His camera is broken from that hop off the mountain, so it's looking Houlihan when he falls in a hole here. Yet more bombs in Kakariko. Desert is, of course, part of Kakariko when you're allowed to do overworld glitches. So we saw Eastern Palace Big Key in Graveyard Lake. You see the odd Big Key there in the Desert Map chest. I always have to remind myself that I'm pretty sure Pod Big Key is a sweepstake key. Tojso doing a quadrant glitch here. A little shimmy to correct the camera so we can see the item. Probably more for our benefit than for his. Wildfire found the flippers at the dam. The sunken treasure, it is called in the item log. Nice, perfect, frame perfect bomb float. Throw to get the stud there on that mini mold arm. I think we have our audio correctly now. If not. Fire attempting a storage juke here in Mini Moldarm Cave. The goal is to get to King's Tomb. This was an early difference in their race yesterday where Tojso got the lamp. Fire did not. I expect he practiced this glitch for just that reason. Oh my, Taj is doing something here. Like he's trying to use opening the bomb wall to set an index for later things, an overworld conveyor perhaps. I think he made a mistake and just the wall open. The buyer purchasing bombs, as I said we might see. Tojso, meanwhile, got the Ganon's Tower big key out of Agnes Cave. If I'm unsure about the Pod big key being the cave state key, I'm not unsure about the GT big key. That is, in fact, the cave state key. Also going to clean up South Shore, which Fire just did. Fire going to clean up Kakariko, which Tojso just did. I will confirm for myself the first ice rod is here in Mine's Hut. Money too was there in Mine's Hut. So we will undoubtedly see the bomb door as well. Perhaps not if he runs out of health, but maybe he'll want or more of those hearts. Small key to Ice Iron Mini Molder can make routing in Ice Palace a little bit nicer. It also gets the bomb juke without taking any damage. Okay, hit those slippers, that's what he's doing. So, get the arrow upgrade too? Nope. I thought we were going to see some very exotic overworld conveyor. We are pretty close to being able to do that with the bombs, arrows, and ice rod. In fact, we may be there. He will certainly trying to set an end. Okay, now he remembers he has slippers. So Tojso's going to appear on the wall, a little tam slam to Sanctuary Basement, bypassing the need for the glove. He will do that. He'll actually be below the grave and hop out, but the hop will take him over the rocks to see the glove. Also, will undoubtedly try a bomb juke to the Ganon Hall here and get the pyramid item. Get the bottle in Sanctuary Basement. So, the swim clip that Proj did to this to get to Sanctuary Basement is rather new. Could be something Buyer doesn't quite know yet. So that bottle he got out of there would be an early advantage for Proj here. So I was posing the question, what items are not dupable? There are 17 of them, and all of Sanctuary Basement is dupable. However, many of them are only dupable with horrible multi-step processes. I don't know how easy it is to dupe Sanctuary Basement, but Todd says it's dupable, and I'm sure he knows how. The question of whether he's going to be able to get to it. Fire is some kind of mistake here with this quadrant glitch. I don't know what happened. Chat saying that basement is Sanctuary Basement is easily dupable from this point, certainly for Todd, so if he gets to Maria. See if he cares that much about getting a second bottle. So he clips after getting the pyramid item. He was in Fake Dark World. The Overworld transition put him in the Light World. He flips over to the hospital closet. We discovered that Todd is the green pendant. Not a blue potion. So is he planning to use that to fake loot and get link state on the Dark Overworld? Todd died trying to get the old man. He's going to correct that mistake here. Fire probably heading over to the hospital closet now. He has the Eastern Palace Big Key. I forget where that was. I think Todd got that too. I think that was perhaps not, but he has it wherever it was. So he can simply clear Eastern the regular old-fashioned way. He will be sad that he cannot do a quadrant glitch with the Big Key chest faster. But Todd doesn't want the stormtroops to do that. I believe it was the graveyard led check. He thought that Todd didn't have it when he was over in Tahasua. He could not clear Eastern the old-fashioned way at the time. Is Alright, Fire is thinking. So Fire was having internet connection issues the other day, but I see his timer running, so I'm not sure why we're thinking this hard. Well, that's a matter of technical difficulties. And if you're having to think about anything, what you'd be doing is clearing Eastern. Why do you think? Meanwhile, Tojso is heading to Palace of the Dark. I cannot see whether he went into Harif with 2 items. I think so, but there weren't anything if he did. So each of these players will try to get from pod to Hookshot Cave in case they don't have a pod. Fire would like to have a sword to do it. Tojso will not use a sword. Interesting. Okay, well, we have to discuss a lot, so not worried about the dark maze here. Magic. To get the pod in Cave State, we have wrapped around the Underworld map. We have desync sprites doing that, so there are no enemies here in pod, and the falling bridge there, the big chest screen, counts as a sprite. So there's no issue doing that hammer jump. No time pressure. MrByer is skipping the. Yeah, it's interesting. Maybe he was thinking about whether he wants to leave the key and come back later for the big key chest. Why he is thinking. Either way, he is skipping the big key chest for now, leaving the key in the spot there. Okay, so multiple audio issues, I'm being told. Well, I can try to be better with the mic, but it's right in my face. I've not had issues in the past. Tojso still somewhere in Dark Pod. I believe he is a little lost in the Dark Maze. Buyer defeats Armos there. Can I fix? Now I could raise my microphone volume according to this list of controls. Buyer attempting a bomb juke. I suspect he's not totally comfortable with this. He's going to get the big key chest this way. So eventually makes his way out of Dark Maze there. Buyer gets the door juke on the other side. Just rupees for his trouble. Alright, I'm going to try some things here to see if we can fix audio issues. Alright, but I've done some things. Not sure it's going to help. We have a nice bow dash there in Spiral Cave Fire. Meanwhile, I've missed some items. I missed prior getting to East Death Mountain here. Hopefully. Alright, so there's a sword in Spiral Cave there. Easily duplicable with Yoho's favorite trick, a tree warp. We'd like to have the flute to make that a little quicker. We were going to do that. Tojso has juked the door there on the right side of pod that gets in the big key chest a little quicker. But perhaps more importantly, he takes another tour of the right side and enters that same door. He will find himself in Hookshot Cave. Alright, so we got a sword and the Quake Medallion. One of the valuable things in No Logic is the medallion to open Mire, if it is accessible. We don't know that yet. But getting around the Mire crystal is one of the more onerous things. There is Taj in Hookshot Cave. Taj is going to attempt to hover Hookshot Cave here, I'm sure. Fire doing Agate Tower here. He doesn't have a key. I guess he's pairing this with Uncle and Escape. Todd has not gotten anything for his covers that I noticed. Chat saying Buyer skipped the bottom two chests in Paradox Cave. I thought I saw him at least bombing that door, but perhaps I was mistaken. So, Fire here in Escape, this is something Todd may never do. He won't be coming here for a cave stake key. He doesn't need it. Already has two. He's already made use of them, or one of them. So Hodge needing that, not having that sword yet in Spiral Cave, having trouble with the Dead Rock Tear. He did a screen transition, get himself in the light world. So Oz will definitely know how to pre-work to do the sword if you want to, if you think it's a good idea. Fire, I'm not sure if he got a health refill there, but he was death working out of escape. Alright, so Tojso now heading to Paradox Cave. We'll see if Buyer skipped anything valuable there in the bottom two chests. Alright, so Todge is taking this opportunity with the bomb wall to try to set an index for an overworld conveyor later. I think if he had done it right, we would have seen a little extra animation in the bomb wall. I did not, but I'm not sure that I'm correct about that. So, to be determined whether that did anything interesting. Also, killing the Molar and saying he's going to walk out of here for some reason. Can't think off the top of my head what that would be. Oh, I know what it would be. It'd be an overworld conveyor. That's the whole point of setting up those objectives there. So where's he going to go with that overworld conveyor? He'll be thinking about the Mimic Cave chest, I think. I think that's what the purpose of all that was. While Fire is in the sewers going for the Dark Cross chest. Nope, we're going to check Zora here from desktop. I think I suspect he also made a mistake there trying to set his index. That's why we're doing this. Has plenty of money, so he's not going to worry about trying to reset away this lore item in some other trip. He's just going to do it now with his on deck. Small rebate there from Thor. We'll see if he gets that key that he's before. He will. Isn't worth the flip, but is worth just running to it now. The buyer, I guess, got the Hyrule Castle small key somewhere. I didn't notice that when it happened. But he gets that bottle out of the bottom of Escape, which could have been a difference in this race. That's also got it with a glitch. The fire may not be speed on. We're even on that bottle now. So Todd's gonna do a bit of Hera. Fire, I guess, going to join him. Fire has not. Nope, he's gonna jump out now and probably. What he's gonna do? So, Tojso at Turtle Rock and Ice Palace. I'm guessing Byer's gonna do a up here off the mountain. He could be going to. Not going to GT. He's going to the lower Dark World somewhere. Tojso is again going to Pod. I believe the potion he has is blue. Well, so he's either going to kill Helmathor here. He knows it's a green pendant, so I think that's unlikely. Or he's going to probably YBA to Hera to open the big key door in the big chest. I suspect that was not his plan when he purchased that potion. No, we have multiple audio issues here. I'm sorry about that. I'm not sure how much I can do about that. I did try to fix that. I did at least raise my volume and to attempt to reset Byer's audio, which is desynced. Alright, so we get a Death Orb here in Skull Woods. There we go. So, Hodge is indeed opening things in Hera. Looks like he's only killing Moldorm on this. Just gonna kill Moldorm on this turn if he's in pod state. Don't think he'll collect the thing, or he'll just leave Moldorm for later, having fallen to him. Now we're gonna get the big chest and open the big key door. The mushroom there. I forget which chest it was in Skull, but we have it. So once Todd opens this door, some question about what he'll do. Could click the swamp, he could simply end the route here, but it looks like we're headed to swamp. No, we're not headed to swamp. We're going to beat Moldorm. And then we might head to swamp. I suppose he could just collect a pendant here. That'd be. I don't know of a reason to leave it other than wanting to do something else in Hera right now. There is a case for leaving the desert pendant on the ground once you kill Lanmo. I think it's only that situation in particular, a desert pendant that you would leave. Yeah, so he does collect the pendant. Right. Tank part there in the bottom of Skullwoods. I suspect that was very inconvenient for MrByer. I suspect he wanted to death warp there. I'm just going to do some kind of citrus flip here. This looks like we're going to Ganon Tower. Maybe doing this because he got. How many TP smalls does he have? Two? Oh, that was not what he meant to do there. We have some small keys, and that'll allow us to open the middle door that you wouldn't usually open in regular speed, but I suspect we'll do that. And then juke a door there to try to get to the Skullpost room. The Moth's fight here on Byer's side. I'm pretty sure he does not know whether this is a crystal or pendant. He's running out of convenient things, really easy things to do here without the Moon Pearl in particular would be nice. Suppose he could have gone to Steve, but he would have had to have left the big chest. Not as big a deal in this mode. And there's a death. Now, so Hodge opening the middle door there. Oh, he has a fairy. All right. I've also got Bombos that could be interesting here in a moment. Yeah, so he's gonna try to juke this door. Sure, he will juke this door to get to the Stalfos room. You would normally not be able to get out of the Stalfos room because there's that shutter door requires the enemies to be killed, and because you are in this juked state, you cannot kill you are out of sync with the sprites. So you see the bumper has no effect on him. So normally you would not be able to kill the sprite, which is in fact instead of the regular Stolfos is in fact this beetle here. However, Tojso, having just acquired Bombos, can kill this beetle if he chooses to. So, and there we go. So small key to Castle Tower was one of those items. Rupees were another. I did not see the other two. Bombos is the only way out of this room in this state. All right, so he's going to continue on. Going to be a little tricky because he's in the room with where you do all the hookshotting and bonking on south of Stolfos' room. So he has to navigate these pits without the benefit of seeing them. These fire bars will be able to hit him, though. I believe he is synced now. Let's see, I'm not sure what screen he's on. I don't think he meant to hit Bombos there. I think he's actually headed to Ice Armos here. Yeah, he's bombing the floor and just got Bob's chest, which was rupees. You see he's on ice there. Ice Armos is not there. All right. So 2 invisible items there, unfortunately. So good luck to other Tom, our tracker. Also collecting at least 4 invisible items in that trip there. So Todd has silvers now. All right, so one of them was a progressive bow. I'm just going to juke this door again. I think the only thing I can think of is that he's getting the double fire bar chest on this trip because he has a key. So I think I'll have to do a second juke to be able to get there, to be able to synchronize, to be able to fix his camera to get that. So we're resetting this. Well, you probably can't hear me. We're resetting the stream here to try to fix audio issues. All right, they can still hear me, I'm told. All right. All right, stream is back for me. Tojso has done something to get to the well, things are not moving for me. Tojso is elsewhere in GT. Buyer has made his way to Thieves Town. I imagine via the I saw him do the YBA in the Uncle Passage. So he's here in Cave State getting some things. So we're buffering here. Tojso, I think, juked the door, bounced around, juked the door again to resync, so he was able to do the big chest there, and I think there's a big chest there in Ganon Tower. I think that's all he was doing on that second trip. So Tojso now has the Eastern Palace big key. He can clear it normally, although we're going to probably do a bomb juke in the door to get the big key chest quickly, in the same way Fire did. Alright, so One of Tojso's invisible Ganon's tower items was in fact powder. Also, with a little intellectual property theft here in this seed, doing the quadrant glitch that MrByer discovered only a few weeks ago to get to this, get to a couple of these chests. Meanwhile, MrByer found the hookshot in the brewery. And Tojso being very careful about his camera for some reason. And what he wants to do is, I think he wants. Oh, he just resynced his camera. Wow, okay. I didn't know you could do that. I usually see people just die there. Okay. Tojso was being very careful about pushing that button to resync his camera, something I didn't know you can do, and I suspect many other runners didn't know you could do based on their behavior. I suspect we're not going to check map chest on this route. We're going to get it later. Let's get some things here, this route, even if you get the map chest later. I suspect this is faster. So I have also heard him say that he likes to leave that map chest in Eastern Palace closed. At least that's what he told me when he left my hammer there in a multi-world on SpeedGaming. Also gets the Eastern Crystal there. We're going somewhere. He's going to clip up to the no. He has a green pendant from killing Moldorm, so we're going to get this. Wow, that is a glove. So green pendant pod. That's a long check if you get it from pod, but Tojso went from Cave State pod, reloaded pod, used the pod big key to open Hera, and got the green pendant from Moldorm. Unlikely you'd have to do that in particular to really get the green pendant in this seed. Unlikely that you'd want to go all the way to kill Helmosaur even in no logic just for his one item. That's a pretty slick heads up play on Tojso's side there. Tojso doing a little tam shopping outside the potion shop, wondering what he's doing about his bottles here. A little surprised if he wants bombs, he's not supposed to be buying them. So imagine. So with the powder, this has got to be an overworld conveyor, and he's going to do. Well, I don't want to say too much, but I suspect we're checking checkerboard here with our glove. Map is just valuable enough to go get. And then we're going to head to the top of GT with an overworld conveyor here. Fire leaves the Village of Outcast screen. He was in Fake Dark World, so now we're in Light World. Buying a potion, probably checking Sick Kit. I don't think that's been done yet by either player. Oh, no, I guess we're going to kill... I think the overworld conveyor is still on the table, but we're going to kill Lamno first. Want big key, not especially exciting. Alright, so we fixed Fire's sync issue. Question for chat whether my mic is still cutting in and out, because I can attempt to fix that if that has not been fixed by the restream reset. Alright. That'll take a minute. Let me try to see if we have a lull in the action here. I'll not be right now. Alright, try to fix it. Alright. Possible fix there for my microphone. We'll have to see. Tojso defeat Landmo there. Fire defeating Moldorm in Harris State, regular Harris State. Not sure how he opened the door. Are we in Texas? No, we have to be in Harris. Oh, he has the hook shot. We did a hair pot there. I am not on push to talk. I increased my sensitivity. Could switch to push to talk. That would be unpleasant, though. Alright, so we saw there the second pendant dropped from Moldarm. So let's see. Pod is 1, Hera is 1. I don't think we know the third yet on either side. So Buyer, meanwhile, is heading to Swamp Palace. Tojso doing a little cleanup here in Kakariko before his central overworld to Bear. We got Sick Kid, we're doing powder. Buyer flooding the dam on this trip. I don't think he has enough to start using that hook shot for hook pushing. So it'll be just flooding the dam there. Not flooding the dam, but that first lever. Wow, so Tojso's plays continue to give him advantages. We believe one of the invisible items in Ganon's tower was the powder. That could have been in Stolfos' room or behind Ice Armos. Alright, so Buyer finally, I don't think he has been to Palace of Darkness at all here. He is making that play. I don't think Bomb Potion at all. I think we're going to see a bomb juke here in the door to get to Thieves Town. Don't know what's happening. Alright, so nope. I thought we got the juke, but we did not. So I think Tojso has successfully double juked, actually. I think you have to do one and then another. So he is in Thieves Town in a little bit different state than Buyer was in. He is desynced from the sprites. He also has the glove to make this a little faster. No sign of the hammer yet, so he can't fix the big chest. I wonder if you have to do the key dash there to avoid the air suction bug with this particular juke that Taj has done. We're opening doors in Thieves Town. We're probably going to beat Thieves shortly. And I have to reload the dungeon because he is desynced with the sprites. He cannot beat blind in the cave state. Heck, I'm not sure what to call this. There are two. Oh, so there we go. There was a second bottle there in Thieves Town. Didn't notice it the first time. Do have that tracked, I believe. Tracked correctly, I believe, though. So I think the right way to say this might be that what Tojso is doing right now is he is desynced with the sprites, and when you do the map prep, you are offset with the sprites. So we've gotten the items out of Eve. We're going to reload it, head back in. Oh, after Village got that check. So Taj is going to get his hook shot out of this. And with the powder and other things, he will have the ability to do something called stuck pushing with a hook shot. I believe he's going to have that ability. That'll give him some powerful underworld options in addition to those two bottles. We do have to start thinking about, in fact, we should have already started thinking about go mode for these players. We have both rods for Trinex. Neither of them yet, of course, behaving like they're in go mode. Tojso just got the hook shot, so maybe that's what pushes him over the edge. So we can beat Trinex with both gloves, not both gloves, both rods rather easily. We have the big key of Turtle Rock, so that's not an issue. With two bottles to get around most things. So I don't know what would stop Tojso from beating this speed. Fire doesn't have a second sword. Second sword was on Magic Bat, and the powder was in Ganon's power, so Fire would have to go there. Alright, so Todd is going to get the Steve crystal here. He has two already. We know Ice and Turtle Rock are both crystals, and both of those are readily beatable. Ice is a little unpleasant without the hammer, but not that bad. We can beat Ice Turtle Rock. I don't know what our last pendant is. If it were MrByer and we don't have the medallion, that would be unpleasant, but Todd does 2 out of the 3. Fire going for a quadrant glitch here to get to Hookshot Cave here. Very similar way, but just a different glitch to get from Pod to Hookshot Cave. Looks like he thinks he's successfully armed it. He's gonna head around back to the right side. So I'm not exactly well versed on the hook push options. The bottles should substitute. I think you could dupe the Meyer crystal as this called, so I think he could dupe the Meyer crystal with just the bottles if he had to. I don't see any problem, and we have 2 bottles to beat. Now let's see. We probably have to Fly Maga Tower to beat Vitreous. We do have both Castle Tower smalls. I don't think there's anything stopping Dodge from beating this speed here. I don't think he needs any more items. He'll probably want to check things on the way at least. Another sword would always be nice no matter oh, he is duping something here. It looks like he is going to dupe, I think it was the bottle there in the Thieves Town Big Key chest. That's what he's after here. He's going to tree warp here and close the chest in the front of Thieves Town. The Big Key chest is conveniently on that first. And he's being a little. That chicken got away. I'm not sure. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So if you mess up tree warp, your save file can become corrupted. That may have just happened here. He checked his map. Excuse me, he checked his menu. I didn't see the thieves. I only saw 2 crystals on his menu. I don't know how one would know if your save file is corrupted there. I guess he reset. So I think he reset. Perhaps he reset before any save file corruption happened. So I don't think he has. I think he reset away his Thieves Town crystal here. Meanwhile, Buyer is taking a potion from Hookshot Cave into Ganon's tower. I don't think the items will be visible here, but he should get his powder, which will eventually lead him to the second sword. Yeah, so Tam has the same theory I do about why Taj's tree warp failed there. Yeah, he definitely reset away what he had done in Thieves Town. Which is that you need both of those dead chickens on your screen at the right time, and the bottom chicken ran away. So there we go. The powder is there on Buyer's screen. So that must have been behind Ice Armos rather than in Stolfo's room. Right, so Buyer's going to head to the rest of Ganon's tower here. Tojso was actually here in regular Ganon's tower state, but he actually had the keys he needed. Alright, so there's Bombos, so Buyer can also get out of self. Okay, so Buyer's going for the same juke that Toj did. Not sure we've seen Buyer do one of these east bomb door east. This isn't that hard though. I think I'm thinking of an auto door version of this that's hard. All right, so that bottom chicken should be okay. So I think we're tree warping successfully this time. Except that we didn't reload Thieves Town, so we're back in the Uncle Passage. Whoopsie daisy. Right, so meanwhile, Buyer now is near item parity with Tojso. He does not have the glove from the green pendant turn-in that Tojso does, but the glove is not often too much of an issue. So he's also thinking about go mode here. All right, so Buyer going for a quadrant glitch here in Hera. He's going to take this to Swamp, and he's going to do some exotic screen wrapping and open a bunch of chests in Swamp. Although not as many as you might like. Alright, so that chest, that's interesting. I thought I saw that the big key chest was closed there. Oh, so he just hasn't done any of this now. Right, so he doesn't have the hook shot. He reset away his hook shot. Right, so odd screen wrap here from Buyer. Allows him to grab that key. And now opens the door with that key. He needs to do that because he's going to want to walk in that door again to get to the front of Swamp. He's here in Hera State, so he does not have a big key. So Tojso is going to reacquire this second bottle, and perhaps we're going to try to, on our third try, dupe it to get a third bottle. All right, so Buyer, I usually see him get the map chest on this route. It looks like he is not doing that. All right, so Tojso's going to finish these down here on this trip. You missed 2 very sad tree warps, Aurelia. So we'll have to see if Taj makes the third attempt at the tree warp to dupe that bottle in the Thieves Town big key chest. All right, so Buyer is buying some potions here. I suspect he's thinking about the end game. All right, so the tracker is showing that Buyer thinks Meyer is a crystal. We know for sure that Hera and Pod are 2 of the pendants. Buyer knows that because he killed Moldorm in Hera State. Tojso does not know about the Hera pendant. Right, so Buyer's going to do a fake flute in the Dark World here to get Super Bunny State on the Overworld, and then get Link State from a full tiered location. I thought this was going to be Swamp, but it looks like we're going to... Where are we going with this? I'm not sure. Oh, we're going to check the Meyer medallion. That's an important thing here, if he knows that Meyer is a crystal. Because the difference between having the Meyer medallion and not is a very long, painful set of glitches. Right, so there's Link State. He's not even looking at the bumper ledge item, I don't think. I don't think we've seen that yet. Well, no. Maybe he looked at it on his way to Skull, so I think we've seen that. Yeah, so he's dashing straight down to check the Meyer medallion. We might do Dig Game on the way, depending on how he feels about Go Mode. We might not. Yep, we're doing Dig Game. All right, fair enough. Malmo asking in chat a question I had about Tree Warp the other day and tested it. You cannot dupe bosses with Tree Warp. You cannot... The boss entrance acts like the regular dungeon entrance with regard to Tree Warp. Alright, so Tojso, because he's letting out 2 bees, it looks like he did dupe that bottle eventually, and I missed it. Alright, so here we go. We are checking the MrByer medallion. Do we have it? We do not. It is ether. So that's very unpleasant news for Byer. I did not see what happened there on his map check. I think he has the MrByer map, so I think he knows whether MrByer is a pendant or not, but I don't because I didn't see. Meanwhile, Tojso is in Ice Palace. He can not quite full clear this, but he can beat the boss, and he knows it's a crystal. There is the second glove in the Pengator chest in Ice Palace. So mitts are not especially useful. They make a couple checks easier and faster. Oh, so I missed a pendant on Mothula, so he has... Does he have full... Yeah, Byer would have full pendant information if that were the case. So Byer is thinking about Go mode, although discovering that the MrByer medallion is ether is very bad news. So Tojso does not have hammer. That's not a problem for getting to Cold Stare, but it is a problem for getting the right side chests in H room and the... What is that chest that's by itself? Is that the big key chest actually? No. Either way, he cannot get the right side chests here in Ice Palace. Or rather he can, but it would be a different way and very involved, so we're not going to see it. Tojso having trouble here with the Ice Palace bomb jump. Guess it with 1 heart left. Alright, so Byer, I imagine, is opening Swamp here. And he'll be able to... Let's see, will he be... He'll be at least getting the Swamp Crystal, I think. I'm not sure he's killing... No, he doesn't need the... Yeah, he's going to go ahead and clear Swamp regularly this way, so he'll get the Crystal and the Argus kill on the same trip. Alright, so what he's doing is he's draining the dam, and the trigger for refilling the dam, so to speak, is an overworld transition. Any overworld transition of any kind. However, a save and quit is not an overworld transition. The wrap up to Hera is not an overworld transition. And neither is the clip from Hera to Swamp. So he's just going to clip to Swamp, exit, and reload the dungeon, never having made an overworld transition, and the dam will remain drained. Alright, so Tojso acting like he's in go mode, not going out of his way for chests here in Ice Palace. He could have gone to Ice Tea. Alright, so we're going to see Cold Square here, given that Taj is using a red potion rather than a blue. This graphics corruption is normal, unlike earlier on his tree warp attempt. I don't think the screen should be paused like that, but maybe not. Maybe this just takes a second to resolve. I see him pushing buttons on his, okay. So that was wrong. Something bad happened there, and Tojso reset. And has once again lost his Thieves' Town crystal. And his 2 bottles. So we are not sure what happened there on the... Looks like Tojso got some kind of hard lock going into Cold Stare. Yeah, so we have... So chat is asking some questions here about what happened. So there have been some issues with our custom music code that has sometimes resulted in hard lock simply walking into the Mothula and Cold Stare fights. So that could be what happened. However, Tojso did that bad tree warp earlier. And we are wondering if his save files is corrupted and Cold Stare has actually been deleted. Well, unfortunately, I believe the MSU code runs even if you have no music, so I think you can, not sure, I think you can still get the MSU issues when you're not using it. Alright, so Tojso going for his 3rd Thieves' Town clear, while MrByer is in Swamp. Alright, so MrByer can't think about go mode yet because he doesn't have a second sword. He could tree warp that sword in the bottom of Spiral Cave. However, we've just been shown that tree warp is a little fraught if you don't know how to do it, and that'd be a long walk anyway. Well, the second sword that Tojso has that MrByer doesn't is on Magic Bat, so he could just get his second sword that way. Nice hammer. We have the hammer on Argus. So MrByer, with that hammer, having to think about what he wants to do, perhaps just getting his shield stolen. Nope. Having to think, definitely. Well, yeah, I believe Tojso has lost his duped bottles, so he went from 3 bottles to 1. Hopefully what Tojso will do is make use of the save and quit menu. And that is exactly what he does. He immediately makes use of the save and quit menu. So I think he beat... I didn't see, but I think he beat Thieves in... I'm not sure what he's doing now. I think he might have beaten Thieves in Cave State there. But I was not completely paying attention. Alright, so Byer's heading to Eastern Palace. He's probably going to go from here to Meyer. Tojso heading to Thieves again. I think he really wants at least the one bottle in the big key chest. Perhaps he'll make a fourth tree warp attempt to dupe it. So here we go. This is our second bottle for the 5th time, I think. Uh-oh. Byer's doing something else other than what I thought he'd do to go to Meyer. I think it's going to get him to Meyer the same way, but it looks like he is going for a stuck push here. There's the... Nope, that didn't work quite the way I think it's supposed to. So Tojso once again does not have his hook shot. We're going back into Thieves. Looks like we're getting the crystal, I think. Byer completes his hook push there to get into Meyer. Alright, so Tojso collects his 3rd Thieves Town crystal. We'll see if he tries to collect his 7th bottle. I think 7 is the right number. This will be his 2nd or 3rd hook shot. No. Yes. No. Yes. We're doing it again. Run it back. He wants that bottle. Here we go. This should be good. That chicken is cooperating. He killed the moblins I think he's supposed to. And back in Thieves. Right, so I'm not sure we know, and I'm not sure Taj knows what happens with that. What happened with that hard lock there on Cold Stair? Perhaps not a hard lock. Perhaps perhaps it was one of those 18-minute resolution things. But either way, we don't know. Taj may or may not know, but he's not saving and quitting right away. So he's going to continue with whatever he was doing. I suspect we're just going to go check the Meyer medallion now, though. He has, and well, we're at least going to buy potions. So if he's buying potions, and if he goes straight to, if he goes to Ice Palace again, I suspect he's saying he knows what happened and knows he can avoid it this time. Alright, so we're going straight back to Ice Palace. Alright, meanwhile, Byer I don't think has collected anything of interest here in Meyer. He's here from Eastern Palace, so he has the Eastern Palace big key. Tojso, I didn't quite see what happened there, but I'm guessing he missed his YBA. We'll have to purchase another. Red mail, something of a hindrance here without the mirror especially. We would like our ability to death warp preserved. Alright, so Tojso just going straight back to Cold Stare. No concern with whatever happened the first time. Alright, so successfully YBA is there. He's gonna know what the chests were. He'll probably collect his mitts again, but maybe not. Mitts aren't that useful. Oh, does not care about the mitts. Alright, so we're seeing another... I'm not sure if it's technically a stuck push or a slot 6 push. Apparently there's a difference, but I don't know about it. But either way, we're going to Vitreous here on MrByer's side. As long as that hookshot is on the screen, I think he's still okay. But he's looking like he's a little unsure. Nope. Do it again. Yeah, so what Byer may have been doing when we've seen him pause before is he may be actually looking up notes on some of these hook pushes that he has to do. Alright, so he's got the hook shot out. I think, to my knowledge, that means he's in a good position. He just needs to execute a second part, which is not as hard. There we go. Alright, so he's going to have to do... Alright, so that gets him around Samaria. He has the Eastern Palace big key. Going to need to hit the switch, though. But he does not need to worry about the big key door. So sometimes you'd see another trick, another hook push to get around the big key door. But we're just going to fight Cold Stare normally, although with silver arrows. Alright, so Byer has not, let's see, starting to think about positions in the race here. So they've both done Eastern and Thieves at this point. Byer now has a Vitreous kill and a full swamp clear up on Taj. Taj does have land mow down. That's very quick though, and he's about to have Ice Palace done. Hopefully, if we don't get another hard lock, we aren't sure what happened the first time. Alright, so he menus successfully, so no issue this time. He's gonna have to survive. I'm not sure about his health situation coming in here. Okay, so that makes it, from our best guess, most likely that there was an MSU crash when Tudge came in here the first time. No idea what that item was on Cold Stare, but we do have the crystal. So, Ice Palace down for Tojso. Buyer heading in for Landmo. Myers still can't think about go mode because he does not have that second sword. But he is just going to clear bosses. Given that the sword is the only thing he's looking for. He's going to get done what he knows he needs to get done. And hopefully find a sword that way. Tojso setting an index for some reason. Oh, apparently we have mirror on cold stare. Alright, so Tojso is setting up for some kind of hook pusher overworld conveyor, I believe. I guess, well, we're heading down to, well, no, we're going to buy some potions. All right, so Buyer was thinking about a hook push, thinking about it again, but okay. We're trying to decide how we want to get to Landmo. We could do a YBA in the door. I'm not sure what he has in his potions. In his bottles. So he might not be able to do the spin YBA to Landmo right now. But if not, he can do some kind of hook push to get there. Alright, so Tojso has some potions. We're going to Hera for the moment. This may be a swamp clear here. We may just be filling the... We may just be filling the first trench. Pushing the first lever here in swamp. No, we're going upstairs to collect the Hera prize. Yeah, so Taj does not know whether this is a pendant or a crystal, but there's the pendant. And meanwhile, Buyer successfully hook pushed to Landmo and has defeated Landmo. Alright, so that index business was for an overworld conveyor. He's going to the dark... Okay, so I guess we're going to Turtle Rock with this. This is going to get him to Laser Bridge rather more quickly than other methods. Not too much more quickly, but it'll work. Not using the mirror to mirror wrap out of spite. Alright, so Buyer now doing Magic Bat. So this should be his go mode. This is the second sword. Why would he pick up the pots? It's like he was... No, Magic Bat was one of the items that we... I'm pretty sure Magic Bat was one of the items that you cannot dupe. So Tojso, there's a little fiddly inputs you have to do here to get to Laser Bridge. I think he's got it now. So you have to move left and you have to be on the right subpixel or something to get down past this rail. So you can't be facing left and you do have to go through the rail. Once he does both those things, you should get it. Either way, this is now slower than the mirror wrap. I suppose he doesn't have a... Doesn't have the pearl, so that would make this a little trickier. Meanwhile, Buyer heading into Ice Palace to clean this up. This will be Buyer's first glove here. That was the mitts for Taj, but he chose not to get them. Well, Taj is poor, but if he tracks the way he always tracks, you should know that the #1 pull tier is 80 rupees, so you can get rich in a hurry if you want here. But going this way with the overworld conveyor allows him to die easily here to get link state in the dungeon. So he gets it successfully there. And he'll be beating Trinex here. I think we're going to want to open these laser bridge chests. I don't think he's that hard in go mode. We'd like to get Ether at least. Ether would save a lot of time. Sword would, of course, be nice. Samario is one of the other things that would be nice. So that changes things for Taj. I am not sure how, but I'm sure it does. And he is a small key, big key, and now Samaria. He can just go to Trinex normally. The no logic ride of shame to Trinex there on the Samaria platform. So Buyer, I haven't seen. So Buyer's still opening chests. A sword would be nice. Ether would be nice. So he's still opening chests. Taj cannot open these right side chests at the time. The hammer is on Argus. And Buyer has Swamp Down. Taj does not. Alright, so Buyer, not that interested in extra items, does not go upstairs to get the second item on right side. Alright, so Trinex down for Tojso. So unless Buyer... Okay, so Buyer just has the Alright, so he's the Turtle Rock big key, so Turtle Rock's going to be a little slower for him, arguably, depending on, I don't know, maybe walking to Trinex would be faster than the amount of time it took Taj to set up that overworld conveyor. Right, so Taj is going to defeat Aghanim 2 on this trip, it looks like. You have to do it at some point. I guess Taj is comfortable with that Sanctuary Basement. That's Skull threatening there. There we go. Alright, we're still getting to Aga 2 here. Sometimes when you don't have the pro, you'd like to wait to do this Aga 2 fight until last, because you could, you need Link State to beat Ganon, and beating Aga 2 will give you Link State on the Ganon drop screen. I don't know what happened there. There's only 2 Aghanim 2s now. Taj is going to try a cheeky clip out of bounds. Nope, doesn't get it. Alright, so Buyer need not do any weird shenanigans here. He just has the hammer and a glove. Anyway, Aga 2 gives you Link State on this pyramid screen to drop into Ganon. Otherwise, you're going to need to find some other way to get Link State on the screen. However, Taj is quite comfortable with the bomb juke in the bottom of the Sanctuary Basement. So he'll just get Link State that way if he needs to. Todd's setting up an index for another Overworld conveyor. I imagine he's going to take that to Meyer. And he's going to be beating Vitreous in Cave State. Alright, so Todd has Swamp and Meyer left. He doesn't know about Skull Woods, but he's definitely setting up an Overworld conveyor here. Gonna go in the Dark World, so I don't know where he's taking this. I've never seen whatever he's about to do before. Alright, so it's just an alternative way to get to Lower Dark World, and he's gonna do Skull Woods probably. So Byer has Meyer and Turtle Rock left. He's getting Link State, which makes me think he's gonna head to Turtle Rock here. He just got the mirror off of Cold Stare, so he'll just mirror wrap to Lazy Bridge. Tojso displaying one of the problems with Overworld Conveyor. A little more likely you get sucked into the pit here, heading into Skull Woods. I believe I saw him do that last race, and now I'm wondering if that always happens. Tam is wondering the same. All right. And so whatever's here in front of Skull Woods isn't that interesting because Byer has already done this. Yeah, so Todd's deciding he doesn't care that much. He is in go mode. Ether and a sword are really the only things that are of much interest in. And with so much of the game left, a little bit unlikely that you're going to find it opening chests. Alright, so Byer gets his Canis Samaria off of Laser Bridge. Tojso is going to do... He does not have a key to open the first door to Skullwood, so he has to do a little Samaria glitch there to get to the end of the bridge. Excuse me, not get to the end of the bridge. Get to Mothula. I mixed up the players in my head there. So Samaria glitch in Skullwoods around the key door. And Taj gets the news that Skull is the last pendant. So, Taj has Swamp and Meyer left to do. Byer is going to have just Meyer left to do. So Tojso is going to be down a swamp clear here. Oh, I do not know what Taj is doing here. But we're going from Skull to somewhere. Skull is nearby swamp on some of the underworld. So we could be headed to swamp from Skull Woods. Okay, so we're duping the Skull Woods key. That's what we're doing. At least in the short term. And if he's getting keys, he's going to either Mire or Swamp here from some part of Skull Woods. Alright, so stocking up on keys for one of the other dungeons. As I said, I think this is going to be Swamp, because Skullwoods is near Swamp in the Underworld map. All the keys, apparently. I'm not sure we need 4 of them for anything in either dungeon, but okay. Oh, alright. So we got to go to this room. Alright, so there's one of them. And here we're on Swamp. Looks like he has to juke the door again. Alright, Byer's stream has unfortunately froze. He's going to pod to exit and re-enter and head to Meyer. So Byer was having stream issues the other day. We'll just have to we'll have to see what happens here. I don't think his game is frozen, anything like that. No crash. All right, so Tojso going to exit Swamp here. He has already I'm not sure why we're opening that door. Oh, I guess that's going to be our way to Argus, right? All right, so we're going to open this door, hoping for a sword or ether, I guess. There's another Skullwoods key. All right, so Byer has, I suspect, failed whatever he was doing in Pod. He's now buying potions. All right, Tojso is above resetting to fix his graphics from that Samari hit glitch he did to get to Mothula. Maybe we'll see a reset here, maybe not. Oh, that just gets fixed with a save and quit. All right, so we opened some doors in Swamp. We're going to need to flood it. So we're going to head to Hera to do that. Tojso may also delete the... Yes, he is. He's going to delete the sewer doors here on this trip. So this is in preparation for getting the Mire Crystal. I don't think it's supposed to corrupt like that. I think he forgot to step on a star tile. I think that's what happened there. That might be fine, though. Either way, we need to head back to Hera to either drain the dam or successfully delete that door. Looks like he deleted it successfully. Did what he meant to do. Is now headed to Swamp. Right, so Byer has come from Pod into Hera. He's now going to go from Hera to the sewers. And he is going to duplicate the Mire Crystal. I think we already saw him beat Beatrice. I forget. I think we did, though. Yeah, we definitely did. So this is the last thing he has to do. I don't know if we beat Aga 2 on Byer's side. Very natural thing to do, so I'd be a little surprised if he didn't. Although that double juke, I think it's just a single juke. The single juke to get to pyramid is a little tricky. Not everyone knows that. So Byer now in the sewers. And he has to set up a hook push here to go south past this door. Tojso deleted the door, so he'll just be able to run through it. Byer did not delete it, so he's going to hook push past it. Doing it in the dark, I'm not sure how this is going to work. Alright, so Tojso is not going to make the double trip from Hera to Swamp to drain the, or to push the first lever. He's just going to try to hook push past this little wall here and beat Swamp all in one trip. I have seen him struggle with this in the past, so this must be finicky. There we go. I believe we successfully hook pushed there on Byer's side. I think we would have had to. Or maybe not. I guess we're just hook pushing back to Hera. Yeah, we did get it. So we're just going back to Hera for this. Todd's still working on the hook push to get past this little barrier here. And there we go. We're back in Hera on Byer's side. He's going downstairs. I guess we're just going to Hera pot up. Okay. He may not have the Hera big key door opened at all. Yeah, I don't think so. So he has to go down and Hera pot up. And there is the Mire Crystal for MrByer. So, again, I am not sure if he beat Agate 2, but we're headed to Ganon one way or another in very short order on MrByer's side. Alright, so Tojso is abandoning his hook push attempt there. MrByer is digging for resources. I'm not sure if this is arrows for Ganon or bombs for... Yeah, so he hasn't beaten Agate 2. So he's headed to do that now, it looks, I think. Pretty sure. He wants either arrows or bombs that he's digging up. It looks like it's arrows for Ganon. So he's going to clip up here, head into the Dark World portal. I'm not sure exactly what the plan is to beat Agate 2 here. He does not have the pearl to my knowledge. I suppose I could have missed it. Nope. But he's going to get... Okay, he's just going to mirror clip into Turtle Rock. Fair enough. This is easy. Oh, Todd's getting cheeky here. Maybe this is because he only has 3 bombs. But we're doing Samaria-assisted one-frame clips to get to Pod here. Apparently this is relatively easy once you know where to put the block. There we go. So Taj, let's see. Taj doesn't have either Vitreous Beaten or the Mire Crystal. So we're reloading pod, and this is a plan to get the Mire Crystal first. He could beat Vitreous from Agate Tower if he wanted, I suppose. Either way, we're getting the crystal first. MrByer, I think, has now successfully done everything and is headed into the Agatu fight. Alright, so Tojso is here in Hera in pod state, so he's heading into the sewers to delete dupe the Mire Crystal. He will simply be able to dash through this door, having deleted it. There we go. No hook pushing necessary. He may choose to hook push to get back to Hera the same way Byer did, but it looks like not. Meanwhile, Byer is dropping into the Ganon fight. Oh, a little poor timing there on a stream freeze for MrByer in the Ganon fight. So over on Tojso's side, I think we're going to see well, if he lit that torch, we're probably seeing a YBA up to Hera. Not sure why he cared about that key, but okay. So apparently this trick is not as fraught as I thought it was. You can exit quite far, and there we are back in Hera. So we have gone from a cave to pod, reloaded pod, gone from pod to, so that put us in pod state. We went from pod to Hera, to the sewers, through the dungeon ID changing door, back, which put us in Mire state, and we went from sewers in Mire state back to Hera, and this is the Mire Crystal. All right, so Byer is back with us. Looks like he is in the last phase of Ganon, using his hard dug up arrows to defeat Ganon there. No need to wipe the dirt off them for the pig. And good game to MrByer. He finishes with a time of 1:57:40. All right, and we will see about getting him in here for an interview. So this is a lower bracket match. So unfortunately, this eliminates Tojso from the tournament. Very sad to see all those tree warps go. Looks like we'll be joined by MrByer shortly here. All right, there is MrByer, I think. Good game.
Yeah, GG's.
Yeah, so honestly, I can't tell you much about what happened on your side because what was happening on Tojso's side was so crazy. He collected the Thieves' Town crystal 3 times.
What?
He collected the Thieves' Town crystal 3 times. He attempted to get several bottles. I think he ended up collecting about 7. Yeah, so unfortunately, he failed a tree warp at least once. He had some kind of hard lock on Cold Stare. We're not sure what that was, whether it was just MSU.
I don't think he. I see he's missing a lot more items than me.
No, not. I mean,
Oh yeah, not really.
not really.
I
Although,
was looking at like the hammer specifically. I guess he hasn't done swamp yet because I think that's where it was.
yeah, Swamp is. He needs to. What he has left is all of Swamp, and he has to defeat Vitreous. So he did things in a bit different order.
So did he dupe anything?
He just duped the Meyer Crystal. He duped the bottle in the front of Thieves Town, which is what caused him so much trouble.
Oh, that's where it was. I was trying to remember what that was. Okay.
Yeah, so looks like we messed up the death hole there, trying to get to Argus. All right, so you had, as I say, a little hard to keep track of here on how your seed went. One of the big differences there in the middle of the race was Taj went up to Ganon's tower pretty early with, boy, what'd he do? I think he just simply citrused up there. But he had that powder and second sword, so he was thinking about go mode for a bit longer than you were.
Oh. Yeah, I knew when I got the powder, after I got the powder, I was like kind of in go mode, but Turtle Rock was still kind of a problem because I don't think I could have done that with what I had. I was like one item short of like a ton of things. And I kind of forgot that Ice Rod is also a particle item, but that didn't really matter that much.
Yep. So we're seeing an attempt. I don't know what Todd is doing exactly. I think he's trying to. We're trying to have a puffless cold stare, hookless cold stare fight, despite the fact that we in fact have the hook shot. I think that's good enough. Maybe with this version, it's not good enough. Nope. Nope. There it is.
I'm wondering why he's not doing swamp normally. Is there a reason why he didn't?
It's hard to tell. He was trying. So he went in the front and he tried to hook push past the hammer requirement. So he of course doesn't have the hammer yet. He'll have it momentarily. So he's trying to hook push the hammer requirement. He switched to trying a YBA. Well, I almost forget what happened after that. So he may have Swamp fully cleared now. So he was trying to do it all in one go with a hook push. I think he switched to duping the crystal and Argus on separate trips. So he has the Meyer Crystal. The last thing he needs to do is defeat Vitreous, and we're going to do that from Aga Tower. And so another one of the other early things that was a bit of a difference is Tojso decided to, having the pod big key, he reloaded pod when he did after he did his cave state exploration, went to Hera to open its big key doors. Oh, I have no idea what he's doing now. Whatever he just did, I do not know this one. Anyway. Wow, that is a very quick way to the Circle of Pots. Okay. So, as I was saying, Taj went to Hera in pod state and beat Moldorm that way and got the green pendant. And that was a glove, so he had an early glove advantage.
Oh, that's where the other glove was? Okay.
Yep. And we did a bunch of things there, and now we're on the Vitreous fight.
Has he gotten the Meyer Crystal yet?
Yes, he has the Meyer Crystal.
Okay.
He also has Aga 2 down.
I'd like to point out that even though I bought those 2 bomb capacity upgrades really early on, I was still like struggling with resources at the end. I think I only had 2 bombs left near the end.
Yes, we enjoyed you digging up arrows for Ganon.
Yeah, and then I got one in tier big chest and kind of made the whole thing pointless, but whatever. I was going to do the TR big chest dupe, but I was like, it's too much time.
So Taj, I believe, only has Ganon left to do, so I think we're going to see a swim clip into the Sanctuary basement. Oh no, we don't need to swim clip, we just have a glove. Never mind. Yeah, so Taj did get mitts his first trip into Ice Palace, but after his hard lock, was it a hard lock? Yes, I think it was a hard lock. Either way, he reset away and chose not to get the mitts his second trip. So he's going to juke the Sanctuary basement door here. Only one more attempt at it, and he did not dig up arrows, so he's only going to have 2 for Ganon. But he does get the juke there, so we're going to head to Pyramid Idlink State this way. We'll see if he thinks to use this. He didn't get the shovel, did he? Yeah, I forget what that was. Yeah, tries the pool location to see if that gives him arrows.
Shovel was in Ice Palace, I think.
Yeah, he did not have the hammer, so he didn't go to the right side at all. So I think that was the one thing you got off the right side of Ice Palace.
Yeah, that glove in Ice Palace came in very handy because I was kind of dreading having to do the YBA, even though it's not that bad. But although the thing I didn't like as much was the cane in Turtle Rock because I could have gotten that like way earlier. And if I did do that, it would have been getting Go mode a lot earlier.
Yeah, Tojso got there with an Overworld conveyor. He didn't. I don't think he had the mirror. No, he did have the mirror. He just chose to Overworld conveyor. So, when did you get Quake? I think when you checked the Meyer medallion, you only had 1. Is that correct?
No, I think I had both, except Ether, which it ended up being, which was annoying.
Yes.
But fine.
Yeah, a bit annoying discovery there. I suspect you were checking chests on the way in hopes of... I suspect that encouraged you to check chests on the way, despite being in Go mode. I think it was Ether and a sword you might have been looking for.
Because I had the Eastern Big Key. But, I was gonna say I did have. I kind of forgot I had. I already had the Eastern Crystal, so I was kind of relying on that to warp me out. But it was fine. I was just planning to go to Desert next, out of the Meyer screen instead of saving and quitting.
Okay. I think we lost you for a minute, so we missed a bit of what you were saying you did there. I mean,
yeah, I don't know why my internet's messing up. I am connected to Ethernet now.
No, we are having restream issues.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or we were. I sort of fixed mine a little bit.
Well, I was still disconnecting from OBS on my end too, so I think it was.
Yep. There were a
kind
couple
of on both ends.
Yeah, a couple hangs on your end, but nothing really terrible. It looked like I saw a couple times during the race you just stood there trying to figure out what to do next. I think one of them was after beating Swamp.
I think usually when that happens, it's because I had to go to the bathroom.
Oh, all right.
I usually don't have problems with planning routes ahead, but but there's not enough downtimes in seeds normally.
Yeah, I thought you were wondering what you were going to do with the item loadout you have. So Tojso finishes his Ganon fight there. He finishes with a time of 2:08:30. We will see about getting him in here for an interview. All right, and there he is. Good game, Taj.
Hi there. I had some trouble.
Yeah, we
Uh,
did notice that. We were telling Buyer you collected 3 Thieves Sound crystals and 7 bottles.
Was it actually 7?
Pretty sure it was something like that.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, GG's touch though.
GG's. Yeah. I think that cost me a total of like 20 minutes almost. Just a couple of hard locks and all that.
Yeah, so we weren't
Yeah.
sure. We weren't sure how that happened dropping into Cold Stare. We thought it might be an MSU issue, but we don't know.
I'm thinking it more might be the fact that I was able to menu immediately after the spin scenario or the spin YBA, but before I started falling, or like before the VRAM corruption happened, because I noticed right then and there that my audio cut out from all my game audio and such. So, yeah.
All right, so you think it was a problem with the glitch, and don't menu when you're dropping into Cold Stare with the red YBA? Is that the lesson here?
You have to wait for the VRAM to hit before you menu.
I see.
Yeah. And the other lesson is when you're tree warping and you see that one chicken go south, just stop.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought, that's wrong. That can't happen. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Yep. So we had many other things going on your screen. We sort of almost lost track of what MrByer was doing because of all that.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So you had trouble, it looks like, and I've seen you have trouble with it before, I believe, that hook shot to bypass the hammer and flood requirement in the front of Swamp.
Yep. I was trying to get the stuck push, but for some reason I just wasn't able to miss-slot any hooks, no matter what slot I tried, and I don't know.
How are you setting index?
I had powder, so I didn't have one set beforehand that was greater than 6, but being at 6 should have been fine since I had silvers.
Were you doing like 2 arrow and then powder?
Yes.
Or was it like...
I was doing 2 arrows and then powdering. I was getting the thing there. The other thing I was trying later on when I was running low on arrows was I know that when you're exploding a Samaria block that the north and south projectiles, if you have no other ancilla, are slots 1 and 2. So if you have east and west going, that'll be slots 3 and 4, and then you can powder off of that, and that gives you a slot 2 as well.
Yeah, because I was originally gonna try to do like arrow dash.
Dashing to powder is pretty tight. You have to be really quick with that, otherwise your dash dust ends too soon. So that one's a bit tougher.
Yeah, so we saw some other shenanigans from you, Todd. So we got rave reviews on your quadruple Skullwoods key dupe.
Yep.
Heading into Swamp Palace in a way that I'm not sure I've seen that way to get to Swamp before.
I've done that double juke for I don't know how many years. It was actually part of the first all bosses run that I ever did, only back then I didn't have all the fancy new juke stuff I have now, so I was using the skitters and the guys coming out of the wall to buffer the frames I needed.
Oh, did you do it from the door that you never open otherwise?
Yep.
Yeah, I think you can do that with a quadrant glitch too. It's kind of fun.
Of course, Buyer found a quadrant glitch for that.
Yeah, I find jukes for things. Buyer finds quadrant glitches.
Yep. So the other thing we saw at the very end there, and I think I had seen you done that skull to swamp before, but I had never seen whatever you did in Agate Tower to get to the circle of pots so fast like that.
Yeah, that's just a double north STC, fall and hold to fix your camera, north YBA puts you to circle and pots. And it's really nice because it doesn't VRAM you because there's no fading transition from the stairs getting in there. You still have the Agate Tower tile set, so the slime is solid, but it's fine otherwise.
Yeah, so when the slime is solid like that, you have to know how to manipulate Vitreous to get him out, right? So it doesn't fly away out of the wall and never become beatable.
Right.
All right, so unfortunately,
congrats on advancing, Buyer.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Todd, so we will not get to see any of those shenanigans, at least from you, further in this tournament.
Yeah.
I think you're eliminated here.
I am.
So I don't know who MrByer is heading on to face.
I think it's either Wolfie or Flip.
Yeah, so the lower bracket is going a little more slowly in this tournament than the upper bracket. So have some waiting to do on your end. So, Taj, we noted the things that stood out to us. How about you?
The Samari on Laser Bridge was actually pretty nice. I did have the YBAs ready to go for that, but finding the Samari let me use those elsewhere because I almost ran completely out of money. I was down to 20 rupees at the end of it, and I only had the red potion, which I needed for Ganon.
Nice. So without like boomerangs or cane, I was struggling to figure out how to do Turtle Rock. So I was kind of avoiding it, and it was the mirror in Ice Palace that finally pushed me toward it, since you can.
Oh, that's what was on Cold Stare. Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering where I found it. I can't...
Yeah. So, because like, with the mirror, you can get there without a bottle or without a
Right.
landscape. And then I went there, and the cane was there, and it was like, wow, I could have gone here way earlier, and I just would have been in go mode way sooner.
Yeah.
That was kind of annoying.
Yeah, so another thing, Taj. So you juked the middle door there in GT to get to the left side. Very convenient bombos. Did you enjoy that one?
I did, so I could kill the beetles so I didn't have to worry about death warping them. That was really nice.
Yeah, so the first time you did Stolfos room, and then you took that to the big chest super tile.
Yeah, well, I took it to the Bob's chest room in that, so I was able to fall to Ice Armos and then open the chest behind it, and then I went and did it again so I could get the big chest since I had the big key. I could have backed out and gotten the big chest in one loop, but then I would have had to fight Ice Armos, and I'd rather not.
I see. So we kind of lost track of that one because there were some stream audio issues.
Oh,
so I was wondering why you did a second loop there.
Yeah, it was purely to get the big chest, but to also avoid going into fight Ice Armos. I just wanted to skip him.
Yeah, so a little intellectual property theft on Tojso's side. Do you want to tell MrByer what you did in Eastern Palace?
I did the quadrant glitch. It's fantastic. I love that thing. It's
yeah. I think it's a lot more niche and rando, but
yeah,
it's fun. It's also really easy. It's actually pretty easy, actually.
It is, yeah. And it's just so nice to just essentially shortcut half the loops that you have to do. The only thing it kind of does is it orphans that, I think it's the map chest off to the... No, it's the compass chest off to the right there. And you either have to go for that first, then come back and do the quadrant glitch, and that's not great, but it's fine.
Yeah, you guys are lucky that all the quadrant glitches that have practical applications have been the actually easy ones. Because some of them are really annoying to set up.
Oh, yeah.
So speaking of, you did one in Hera, and you took it to Swamp, and it looked like you maybe didn't do what you wanted in Swamp. Is that the case, Byer?
Well, I think the point of that one is just to unlock the door and then also get the map chest, which is, I think, all you try to do with that, right?
Well, we saw him get... Byer's not coming through anymore. We saw him get just the compass chest, maybe open a door and get the big chest there. And he hesitated there after the compass chest and saved and quit.
I think that's about all you can do. I mean, there's only so much you can do with just the east-west transitions, and because I think that's what you wind up glitching out in Hera there.
I think I know what high Q type is talking about. I was thinking about continuing to the back during that trip, but I think I would have had to use my key, and that key was really important to hold on to.
Oh,
for actually lock it.
You needed that for duping Meyer or something, or?
No, I needed to. So like the Hera QG, the first trip flooded without hammer. Second trip, I quadrant glitched to open the first door. And get a couple stuff, and get my key back from the lobby key.
Right.
As in Hera State. And then the third time, then use that key to go and unlock Swamp. And you don't need any Hera Smalls to start with. So that's how you use that to unlock Swamp with no Hera Smalls.
Right.
Yeah.
Alright,
and I routed it. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I routed it a lot better this time than I think last time I tried to do it.
So did you find like Lamp or Moon Pearl anywhere?
Nope.
No? Okay.
No, neither of you found any really interesting items that the other didn't. Except for that was a slick little move there, Taj, to reload pod and get the green pendant from Moldorm. So you had that clear
Yeah.
advantage early.
Yeah, I thought about doing the statue drag, but then I thought, I might as well kill Moldorm while I'm here, and I had the potion ready to go, so I think that wound up being faster, since I knew that pod was green pendant. Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
So let's see. We were talking about some dupes there. So Taj, when you failed the tree warp, we were wondering how was it that you knew or didn't know about the save file corruption? Because we were worried about that cold stare thing.
Yeah, so I immediately, after I reset from the tree warp fail, I looked at my inventory and everything looked right, so I figured I didn't get any save corruption. So then I just continued onward. One thing that was interesting about that was when I did the second try through and did the tree warp without re-entering Thieves, it put me in the Uncle Super Tile, but it still closed the lobby chests and Thieves, which was kind of weird to me.
Yeah, I didn't say I noticed that. I wonder if that was just closed because of resets, actually.
No, it wasn't, because I had 3 bottles at that point. I know that I opened it on the way out and then went back in. Or, yeah, I opened it on the way out and then did the tree warp, and I definitely did have 3 bottles at that point, because I know that I bought 2 and I had 1 more empty when I went to do the Ice Palace the first time.
Alright.
Oh, I actually have a question. Can you tree warp Spiral Cave?
Yep.
Yeah, you can.
Is it you just like enter Spiral Cave, exit, then tree warp?
Yep, that's it. The only hard part is whether or not you have Pearl to make it easy, or if you have a blue potion to turn it into a link state. Because bunny tree warping is not completely consistent. You kind of have to rely on the moblin throwing spears to give you the correct number of them. It's a little iffy, but it is doable.
Yeah, I was considering tree warping if it came to that, but I was not entirely sure if Spiral was doable.
If you can
also
enter
very out of the way in general to like set it up. So.
Yeah. In general, if you have an entrance, then you can tree warp and close the chests in that entrance. Like, that's just what it does. So you could if you... I think you need Mirror for it, but you could tree warp and dupe Laser Bridge. Like, you enter Laser Bridge, you leave Mirror, and then go back into Dark World, tree warp, and there you go.
Okay.
Alright, so I think that's all we have, unless either of you have... There are many ways that you could have further questions about this seed.
Yeah, or just questions about, how do you do this, or what did you find over here?
Yep. Not big differences in what you guys found and did. Just later second sword and glove for Buyer, really.
And then disasters for me.
I'd like to point out that Taj's in-game time and collection rate is lower than mine.
Yeah.
Yep, that'll happen if you do Thieves Town 3 times.
And Ice Palace twice.
Oh, yep. Yep. So you chose not to get the mitts that second time. Mitts aren't that interesting, but I mean...
No, I only need the 1 glove, because the only thing that mitts locks is Smith, and I know how to swim to that.
I saw that last time. That was cool.
Alright, so I think that is it. We were scheduled for Game 3. Unfortunately, that is not going to happen. I believe we have further games on the schedule tonight. I believe there's one at 11. I don't have it at hand, but that's somewhere around. Somewhere around on the schedule. It's happening, I promise. Here we go. 11 p.m. JD Silvergun versus Purdy Wong. I don't know what game that is, but that'll be on SpeedGaming for tonight. Tomorrow there'll be matches at 5 p.m., 7:30 p.m., and 11 p.m. So full slate tomorrow. Do either of you have any last thoughts on this series, this seed? Perhaps, unfortunately for Dodge, this tournament.
Well, congrats, MrByer. Hope you keep going further. I want you to see if you can knock out Krithel. I want you to get all the way
Yeah.
there.
I've said this on a different stream, but I've historically always lost to Grithel, so...
Well, me too, but...
Yeah, so Crystal knows all the glitches that, well, perhaps not all of them, but many of them Tojso does, but also cares about the race result.
Yeah, I think that's a big difference there.
All right, so thank you everybody for watching. That'll be it for us tonight. Good game again to both players. Thank you for Other Tom for tracking all those invisible items, in particular in Tojso's run through Ganon's tower. And good night, everybody.